of this your people. Lord, this is my prayer, the words of my mouth. Lord, the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. My strength and my redeemer. Lord, we thank you for this occasion. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Amen. Now, if you have your Bibles, turn with me to 2 Corinthians chapter 4. First of all, giving honor to God, to Pastor Booker, to the ministers on the pulpit, to all of you here today. Let me say this. One, your pastor is tired, or he has something he has to do today, because for some reason he put me up here. Second thing, I found out about an hour or so ago I was going to be preaching. So if y'all will pray with me, we just might have fun today. Amen. Amen. It's a surprise to you and a surprise to me. So let's get to work. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 8. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 8. Alright. It says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. I want to speak for just a couple of minutes today from the subject, what to do when you can't do. What to do when you just cannot do. Everybody knows we're not going to be here long.
Preach the word.
So, we look at this particular text. It is written by Paul. Paul, the man that had done all these terrible acts against the church. A man that went out persecuting Christians. A man that went out talking bad about the children of God. A man that went out doing all these heinous acts against Christianity and Christians. And we see him. He gets his name changed to Saul. He was on the road to Damascus. And he was just rocking along on his little donkey. And a bright light came and knocked him down. And then his name was changed to Paul. He had a life-changing moment. He had a name-changing experience, something that knocked him off from where he was and had to reestablish him to make him something else. And I think all of us need to have some Paul moments, because I think sometimes we tend to get a little too high on the hog, or high on the donkey in this case. And sometimes God has to come along and knock us off back down to earth, back to reality. And let us know that it was God that's been keeping us all this time. It was God when we didn't know how we were going to pay our bills. It was God when we didn't know how we were going to get healed. It was God when we didn't know how we were going to make it. It was no one but God. I feel good today, so y'all can give me just a couple amen. We have to run that it was God. So we need to have some Paul experiences in our life. Something that changes who we are. Not just on the outside, but on the inside. Your name is what makes you who you are. If you think about your surname, that's your last name. Whenever you go somewhere and someone says, hello, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so. You see, your last name defines from where you came. It defines what's behind you. But your first name defines you personally. So we need to have Christian as our last name. Well, sometimes we need to get our first name changed. We need to get that thing that defines us changed. That thing that makes us who we are. Because sometimes the things that make us what we are is not what we should be. You see, this man Saul, he was known for all the horrible things he did, but when he got his name changed, there were people looking at him like, hey, Saul, no, it's Paul. I've been to the church in Corinth. He's letting them know in this 4th chapter of the book of 2 Corinthians that there are things that are going to happen to us in life. There are things that are going to come to us that we don't know how to answer. There are going to be questions in our life we can't answer. There are going to be problems in our life that we cannot solve. So the question is, what do we do when we cannot do anything else? There has to be not just a change in our name. There has to be a mental change. We have to change the way we see things and perceive things. We have to change the way we hear things. We have to stop letting in the negative and just allow the positive. I was listening to I went to hear Dr. Cedric Ville in Revival Friday night, and he said that life is just like Facebook. There's a confirm now button and there's a not now button. And a lot of times in life there comes a whole bunch of junk. There comes a whole bunch of stuff we just don't have to deal with. And we can just hit the not now button and send it away. And on that note, there's some things that you've been asking God for that are negative, and He just kind of had to press the not now button. It's not a no, it's just not now. There's some things that we just don't need yet. But as we move on, we see Paul. And he told the church, now listen, there's some things that you're going to have to get right because there's things that you're thinking that aren't right. And we see this in verse 8. It says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. Now, a lot of Christians don't like to hear this for the simple fact we don't like anything to ever go wrong in our life because we feel that God said, well, you always be here to be with us and you always provide our needs. So we feel that we'll never have to have any down moments, any waiting periods, but there comes times in our life that we have to realize there's going to be trouble on every side. There will be trouble on every side. That means when you look at what you're about to do, there's trouble right there. When you look on either side of you, there's going to be trouble right there. When you look back down memory lane, you will know that there has been trouble behind you too. So no matter what, please realize there's going to be trouble in your life. There's going to be things that come that you just don't want to deal with. There'll be nights that you'll stay up crying all night long. There'll be days that you cannot focus at work, you cannot focus at school. You'll be in church and you won't be listening to what the preacher is saying. You'll probably sing and you can't focus because you have so much on your mind. Because trouble is on every side. So how do we deal with this trouble that's on every side? Well, we have to have a mental change. And it says when we are troubled on every side, it says, yet not distressed. The first thing that I want to leave with you is that you must realize that no matter how hard it is, there is a way out. There is a way out. Okay, let's go ahead and put it like this. You're in a maze, okay? And you look around you. Walls. Look to the other side. Walls. You're walking down this maze. You make a wrong turn. You hit a wall. You go the other way. And you hit a wall. And if you're like me, sometimes you tend to get kind of impatient. You get frustrated. And some words come to mind that probably should not since you're a child of God. And you just kind of get upset. But the thing that we must realize that no matter how many twists and turns we make, there is always going to be a way out. No matter what's on the side, no matter how many walls are on our side, no matter how much stuff is stopping us from doing what we're trying to do, there's always a way out. If you can just get a navigational system by the name of Jesus, you can find your way out of any problem, any trouble. There's a way out. We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. something, despite what you're preaching to other people, you can minister a whole lot when you preach to yourself. You can get yourself real happy, real fast when you preach dead to yourself. You don't have to preach to nobody else. It don't matter if nobody amen you, because you know what God can do. You know He's a way maker. You know He can do what nobody else can do. You know He woke you up this morning and He started you on your way. You know He's good. Verse 8. Y'all get happy, I get happy. Verse 8. We are perplexed but not in despair. Write this down. Confusion is not calamity. Confusion is not calamity. Verse 8. We are perplexed but not in despair. That word perplexed, it means confused. You know, you don't really know what's going on. Or you don't understand why it's going on. You can't understand why me, Lord. My grandmother used to always say, don't say why me, say why not me. Because if the devil isn't trying to do something to you, it must mean you're doing something for him. So as long as I know that the devil's trying to get at me, you know I'm doing something right. As long as I have hell in my life, as long as I have people talking about me, as long as I have people not liking me, as long as I have people trying to get me, then I know I'm doing something for Jesus. But not in despair. Confusion is not calamity. A lot of times we feel that we don't know what to do. We get upset, we get worried, we get frustrated, we get agitated, like taking a test. We start to take the test a lot of times, and we don't know the answer, then it bogs us down. Or, okay, better example, I was watching American Idol. Wednesday, I think. And there was this little girl, and well, she's not little, she's about 30 or so, and she was in a group, and she was getting real upset that she couldn't figure out the song, so she wanted to leave the group and just leave American Idol. And then she went outside, talked to her boyfriend, and after he consoled her, she went back in and sang with the group. Okay, well, the next day they had, it was group day. And during group day, they did their little thing. They had to do their solos. Well, when they were doing their solos, she could never get the words right. And while she was up there singing, she was messing up. And she started crying. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. She started crying a whole lot. It was pitiful. But the thing that she was so upset about was that she knew the words because she had been practicing all night. But when test time showed up, she couldn't get it right, so it upset her. And I feel a lot of times in our life, we've studied for something. We've been prepared. We've studied to show ourselves approved unto God, a work that needs not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. But then, when that opportunity arrives, and things seem to start messing up, things start going wrong, we wonder why, we wonder what's the reason for this, and it upsets us, and sometimes we start to cry, or we get angry at ourselves. My grandmother passed away 2 years ago, and it hurt because I knew that she was a good woman. I'm like, Lord, why is this happening to me? And I didn't quite realize why it was happening. But the thing I had to realize that everything happens for a reason. And even though I didn't know why it was happening and couldn't figure out for the light of day why he took my grandmother, I had to realize that it'll only make my testimony stronger. So I can go to somebody else and say, just because somebody died, you can still make it. Just because something ain't going right, you still can make it. Just because something in your life goes wrong, you still can make it. Confusion is not calamity. I was confused, but it was not my end. It was not my downfall. It was not the thing that broke me. Verse 9. Persecuted but not forsaken.
Yes.
Persecuted but not forsaken. Next thing, when you are faced with fire, you are not forgotten. Even though you are faced with fire, you are not forgotten. It says we are persecuted but not forsaken. The Bible said that Jesus said, I will never leave you or forsake you.
Yes.
That means I'll never leave you. But a lot of times we feel that when problems come in our life, we feel that we are by ourselves. We feel we have no help, we have no support, we have no one with us. But see, in talking about what to do when you cannot do, we must realize that we can do because we have someone that can do. When you're faced with fire, you're not forgotten. We're never alone in this race of life and the things we deal with. Think about it like this. You're a little child riding a little tricycle, right?
Yeah.
And you're just rolling along all happy on your 4 little wheels. The training wheels. Okay?
Yeah.
And then, a little bit later on, you get a little bigger. Those training wheels, remember they used to hit the ground? And then they kind of start coming up a little bit. And you kind of start leaning. And when you lean, it'll catch you. And you keep on going. And you stay straight and lean, and it'll kind of catch you. But then after a while, you know, you get kind of big. You know, your friends start talking about you. You got your training wheels on. After time, you know, you got to go out and get the little Allen wrench and knock them nuts off and knock them little training wheels off, and you start pedaling like the big boys. But before you get to the big boy stage, you got to have somebody holding you. I don't know what it is. So there's a seat, right? And you're pedaling. What my mom used to do with me, she would hold the seat as I would pedal. And she'd go with me. She's asthmatic, but she still runs sometimes. And she'd run with it. Hold the bottom of the seat. She'd run with it. And then, after a while, she'd go a little bit. I didn't know this. And then she'd grab right back. Okay? Just tell her right along. And then, after a while, before long, I was pedaling. And I was like, Mama, how am I doing? Mama, how am I doing? It's because she didn't leave me. She was right there by me, but she had to let her hands go sometimes so I could know that I could make it on my own. So God didn't leave you. He just had to step back a little bit, and He had to watch you roll on down that street and do it all by yourself. Somebody knows I can do bad by myself. I don't need friends. I don't need family. All I need is Jesus standing behind me, watching me everywhere I go. And when I roll down the street, I know He's still here. Get this off my chest for a while. When you're faced with fire, you're not forgotten. The Bible says that we battle not of flesh and blood, but against principalities and things of the air. And it says that put on the whole armor of God to withstand the fiery darts of Satan. The enemy will shoot these little hot little arrows at you. And the thing about heat.
Come on, Reverend.
Now, when you're cold, you can put on enough clothes. After a while, and you'll be okay. But some people know that when it's hot, you can only get so cold. And then sometimes that heat will get the better of you. So see, Satan hits us with these fiery darts, these things that don't hurt us, these things that he know will get at us. But we have to realize that when we are hit with these darts, we're not by ourselves, but we have a breastplate of righteousness. That is Christ Jesus. Lastly, verse 9. And I'm done.
All right.
It says, cast down but not destroyed. And the last thing I want to leave with you is that a break is not your breaking point. I do a lot of illustrations, you know. I can't call, you know, I can't. But look at this. The word cast down means to throw, or cast means to throw. I like to fish a lot. When you cast, you throw. They said Paul was cast into the inner prison. He was thrown into the inner parts of the prison. He was cast. So there's a difference in dropping something and throwing something. If I'm just walking by, you know, I'm kind of long and clumsy. I might hit something and accidentally break it. That's a drop. But if I just deliberately pick something up and throw it, then I'm trying. Sweet God. Then I'm trying to get a result. I'm trying to break it or break something else around it. So when we're being cast down, it's not by accident. It's not by mistake. It's not by just mere luck or chance that this thing is happening to us. We're being cast down because something is trying to be seen in us that we can make it even after we've been broken, after we've been cracked. That we're not perfect anymore. We're not what we used to be. We're not all that we can be. But we can still make it. But in being cast down, cast down, but not in despair. The reason you realize that a break is not your breaking point is because we are all like clay. And Jesus is the master molder.
You're right.
And when you mold something, okay, you start off with this little piece of dirt. It's Oklahoma, known for red clay. Get a piece of dirt. Put some water in it. And then you start working your little foot. You can't see my foot, can you? You start working it. And it starts spinning. And then you put your hands around it. And you start molding it. You want it to be. I'm getting ready to go. And as you start working, it starts forming into what you want it to be. And then you put your hands in to give it this smooth surface on the inside. And then you get kind of tight so it can come up. And then after it's made and you have what you want to have, then you take it, you put it into a furnace. And it's hot, just real hot. And I'm sure the poor little pilot just wondering, Lord, why is it so hot? I don't know how to make it, it's just so hot. But then, sweet Lord, when it comes out, it's shiny and bright and hard. But wait, the thing is, after it comes out, sometimes there's cracks in it. And sometimes the potter has to break it and start over. He makes it with more perfection and more precision and more execution. So the thing I'm trying to get you to realize is that you are this same piece of clay. You were taken from an old, dirty piece of dirt, found out somewhere in somebody's backyard. You didn't know what you were going to do with yourself. But one day the master added a little bit of water to you. And it started spinning you around. And it started putting his hands on you. And then it started getting real tight around the top to make you what you need to be. And one day he put you in this hot fiery furnace. And everything around you started going wrong. And you didn't know how you were going to the thing that you must realize is that when life gives you lemons, you must make lemonade. But what I heard was, how can you make lemonade with just lemons? Well, I heard the Bible say that there's a man named Jesus, and every day